title of the video, How I Conquered Life, and you can too. How I Conquered Life Again. I sound like that bozo Hulk Hogan. How I conquered life, and you can too. You know, what I love more than my Lamborghini is my books. I love my goddamn books. So, as many of you might be aware, I just conquered life again. I went through a 3-year crisis and I barely made it. I barely made it, to be honest. I, stood up, I think longer than most, for sure. I held my ground, but at some point in time it broke me, and I was down for a couple of months. And then, not to get religious, but I rose again. And when I came back swinging. So in short, I had gained 10 to 15 pounds. And I had a meeting scheduled, and it was remote, so I had to get on the camera, and I just said, let me get a shirt. I grabbed one of my shirts, little short sleeve polo type shirt, and man, oh man, I should have known from the time I started trying to put it on, and I was struggling a little bit. That was a warning sign. But like an idiot, I kept on going with it. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm good. So I slipped my arms through. And then as soon as I got it on fully, I looked at myself in 1 second. I took that thing off so fast, man. So fast I took that shirt off. And it's a shirt that don't stretch either. So either it fit or it doesn't fit. I don't know if it would be better to stretch, because then you'd be all, yeah, that's a whole nother. Anyway, yeah, I was getting fat. I didn't go crazy, but I started getting on the minimum. There's a range of healthy weights, and then there's a range of overweights, and I was right at the bottom of the overweights. So I was at the entryway, the beginning of being larger than life, but not in a good way. What happened since then? I lost 2 inches on my waist. I've lost about 15 pounds. And this is all since May. May, June, July. Now we're into August. So most of the gains was in 3 months. Right? May, I should say end of May. It's not really May. It's because I started at the end of May, really, right? So needless to say, I got some serious benefits pretty quickly. I feel great. A lot of people seem to think I'm a lot younger than I am. I think that was somewhat always the case, but I have not heard so many people making such comments than I have in the last couple of weeks. I mean, from my neighbors to people in the office. One of the guys that I hired, he's a younger guy, so that's a little different, but he's like 23 or so. He's helping me out with landscaping and stuff like that, so he made the comments as well. So everybody thinks I look younger than I am, much younger. I mean, they're like 20 years younger. Like, that's what they're like, man. They don't believe that I'm as old as I am. I'm 49 years old, people. And currently, I'm competitive with an 11-year-old on the track. Not a track 11-year-old. If the 11-year-old is trained, now we got a problem. But my fitness level, I can compete with an average, healthy 11-year-old on the track, right? I think they might get me on short bursts, so they might try to do the 100-meter dash or shorter. 100-meter dash is perhaps suspect. We'll have to see about that one because it's not a lot of distance, right? They got the youth on them. They got explosive power. They got that jitter. You know, so they might blast off. But the 800 meter, which is what I've been training on, I'll be competitive. Not a guaranteed win because I am still almost 50. But I'll hold my own for sure. So that's where I am. I just did a 100 meter. I don't have the equipment to precisely measure it. I'm guessing 14 to 16 seconds. I don't really want to put numbers out there because I don't have 100 meters too short. It's really hard to measure accurately 100 meters. I have a GPS watch. The error rate on the watch is just, I can't rely on this. I can't rely on even button pushes because the watch does good with the cadence because it can measure my steps. But it's I gotta push the button, man. I'm full effort at the end, blasting through the finish line, and then I have to change my focus and I'm slowing my pace and I'm trying to reach my watch and push the button. How many seconds go by? So I don't know what the time is. I know I did a half-minute mile, probably crossing the finish line. My career is very demanding. So I just couple weeks becomes a few months, right? But I've always been athletic. I started lifting when I was probably 15, 16 years old. Got my first barbell, dumbbell. Actually, I used a gift certificate from me winning the science fair the second year in a row. Look at that. That's what I used my gift card for. Got my first set of weights. I used to buy those bodybuilder magazines. I was never a monster though. It's hard for me to gain muscle. I just don't have the genetics for it. I'm an ectomorph. So I'm on the thinner side. Bulking up is not natural for me. But I can tone. I can definitely tone. And that's a good thing because at this age, I ain't trying to bulk up. Tone will be my focus. A little bit of bulk, but I'm not trying to be no monster. Wasting money, eating 4,000 calories of food every day, and nah, man. So, how did I do it? First of all, mindset. I let my anger be my fuel. My anger and frustration, what was going on, I let that be my fuel. That emotion is energy, right? Because it makes you, it moves you, right? If you're angry, some people don't have any self-control, they're weak, right? So when they get angry, they yell and scream and they want to punch somebody in the face, and not want to, they actually do punch somebody in the face. That's weakness, right? It takes strength to control that energy where you're angry and you want to lash out, and to handle it in a mature way, to use your brain, right? And not react based on your emotions. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of role models for young boys that are teaching them these things. They're watching a lot of these beta males who are defining alpha male as loud and obnoxious and rude and whatever. These are the symptoms of a weak man, right? Rude, I mean, there's masculinity. That's like from an 18-year-old that you don't have control of your emotions yet. But a grown-ass man getting all worked up and you're not about to die or somebody's trying to kill you, I mean, that's not it, right? So I channeled my frustration and energy to fuel what I needed to get out of the situation, right? When the work that needed to get done, I used that fuel to get that work done. I went to war. I put myself in a wartime mode, right? And that's where some of the exercise came in. If you're gonna go to war, just like in the military, we train every day. Every day we train, right? We do our push. You're fighting the battle of life. You gotta make sure your body is ready. You gotta be fit. So I started walking just 2 miles. I'm out of shape. Start with the basics. I was out of shape. I was overweight. I had been inactive for so long. But I started easy. Just walk 2 miles a day, whatever pace is comfortable. But do it every single day. No excuses. Because you're not doing it for fun. You're not doing it for beach body. You're doing it to survive. This is war. You're fighting for your life, your survival, right? You're human, so there are maybe some times where you didn't go, whatever happened. You know what I did the next day? I go twice. If I'm not supposed to do 2 miles a day and I miss a day, the next day I'm doing 4 miles. We ain't playing, right? And some of this is not just exercise so your body's in shape. You're also building your mind, strength in terms of your mindset, right? Because you need to have a tough mind to deal with tough times, right? When people tell you no, you're not gonna crack and break down. You're gonna come back. When something knocks you down, you stand right up again and keep swinging, right? So you gotta always have this mindset. Now, I started with the walking, then I did walking and some jogging, hybrid in my sessions. Then I started doing intervals. So what I would do is I would for 30 seconds at the sort of in the middle, 3/4 of my walk, all out for 30 seconds. Drop your heart rate to 130, all out for 30 seconds, as fast as you can go, right? Make sure you're stretched and everything, follow the rules, especially you're older, you gotta do it right. Follow all the rules, your warm up, your exercise, your stretches, follow your body. Like it's one thing to have this attitude like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. But you can't ignore your body's signals. You can't muscle through your body not being ready, right? You got aches and pains and stuff like that. You've got to address them. You can't just be, right? If you feel tired, and actually even if you feel tired, fuel yourself. Address the tiredness. You're not getting enough sleep, get the sleep. Get the carbs that you need before you're gonna do your walk, your run, or whatever it is, right? Try to get your body in as best a condition as possible. Don't ignore the signs, right? Especially when you're older, right? So I started doing intervals, then I started doing hill sprints, running up the hill. I would do 3 intervals, and man, oh man, after 3, I'm like, wow. Full blast up a steep hill. It's a short hill. I don't know how long it takes to get up there, top of the hill. I have a longer hill that I was at 30 seconds. The shorter hill, probably half that maybe. But trust me, it was a workout. Then I started doing more jogging, right? Full on jogging. And then I said, I'm gonna run my block. How fast can I run this block? I did research. How fast would a professional do this? How fast would an avid runner, just a regular amateur, run it? I want to be in the middle, meaning I want to run this so fast that I would beat most people my age who are active, not professionals, but active, right? I would maybe give a run for their money somebody who might be casually competitive. Once in a while, you might run some race or something like that. That was my goal. I was proud of my 10-minute mile. And then I did a 9-minute mile. Then I did an 8-minute mile. And then one day I was jogging and I looked on my watch and I was going 2 miles per hour faster than I intended. And it felt natural. And I said, how fast can you go? So then is when it started and I got hooked. I said I was gonna do my block 8-minute mile. And I did the 8-minute mile. I said, okay, I want to do a 7-minute mile. I did the 7-minute mile. And then I started running on an actual track. My street is 800 meters. So I was practicing an 800-meter dash, basically, with 30 feet elevation. Starts off steep, so it's no joke. I pushed my heart rate to 170, 180 to do my best times. This is an all-out effort. When I crossed that finish line, wow. So I started going to an actual track. And I just did a 6.5-minute mile. Yeah, 6.5-minute mile, 800-meter dash. Last Friday, I did another race on a track. I did a 100-meter dash, benchmark, and I think I hit, what was it, 3.5-minute mile at the top. Top speed 16 point something miles per hour. I think I was running, I don't remember, was it 12? 12 to 14 miles per hour, I think was my average. So I was doing some numbers. This is the guy who I was never a runner. A year and a half ago, when I was going through all this stuff, and at first I had the bug to start exercising, and my watch only had marathon stuff. I was going to do weight training or something else. I knew it had workouts. I wanted to use the watch. It had marathon stuff. I was like, all right, whatever. Let me try this marathon thing. I got bad knees, whatever. Let me try it. I cramped up right away, man. I kept cramping up. My right leg cramping up. I gave up. I'm like, man, this is not for me. That was a year and a half ago. I just did a 6.5-minute mile, 800-meter dash. What is it, 3 minutes and 13 seconds, something like that. And I just did a 3.5-minute mile, max pace, 100-meter dash, probably 4.5 average. I'm not sure, I gotta check the numbers, but I did some numbers, right? It's all about the mindset. I feel great. I feel maybe 10 years younger. Energy through the roof. By the way, this is what I did. As far as weight control, 500 calorie deficit. Sometimes up to 800 calorie deficit. High protein to manage the scavenging of energy from your muscles. When you're doing a deficit like that, your body might try to feed on your muscles for energy. You don't want to lose your muscle mass. So high protein, 130 to 160 grams of protein a day. Mostly meat and vegetables to start. So on average, on my recovery days, I think I'm doing 2,500 burn. So I'm taking in 2,000. So I'm negative 500 calories, right? I'm burning 25. I'm consuming 2,000 in food. So that's a 500 deficit, right? And then I'm doing the running and everything, putting myself in fat burning zone. On active days, I think I'll exceed 3,000 calories. So I might consume 25, but that's it. 25. I'm eating 2,500 on active days, 2,000 on inactive days. Burning 500 at least more than I'm consuming. I hit a plateau 3 weeks ago, and that's where I wasn't going down, man. My weight just stopped. I was going down real quick, then it just stopped. Got frustrated, but I kept on pushing through. I went into maintenance mode, so I closed the gap. That's one of the techniques. I closed that gap. So if I burnt 2,000, I might consume 1,800 or something. So like a 100 to 200 deficit, or maybe I might do neutral. I eat what I burn. Or I might even do a surplus, 100 or 200. Not much, but just a little bit. What I'm doing is I'm getting the body to stop freaking out. Say, we're losing weight. I'm speaking about this stuff. I need my protein. We're losing weight. Oh no. We got to hold on to what we have. Right? So your body stops burning. Your body's like, we got to go into conservation mode. So you stop burning fat, right? So I give it a little more food, so the body's like, okay, all right. And it calms down, settles down, and it also adjusts to your new weight. You're now lighter. So that's what I've been doing, man. Carrots, bananas, mixed berries, kale, spinach. In the end, I started doing more smoothies, just for efficiency. I do PB2, powdered peanut butter, flaxseed. That's just to add more calories. I need that for fuel. Protein oats, my new discovery. PB2 is new for me as well. Those are the shakes that I make. My shakes are protein oats based, right? I also use, what's it called? Fair Life. The milk comes in a blue bottle, light blue. It's a high protein milk. Lactose free, I think. But it's high protein. Because I try to avoid, the cow milk, which is not for us, it's for the cow's babies. I'm not a cow baby. I'm not a calf. I do have calves, but I'm not a calf. But that's it, man. That is it. So I'm not too much of a freak. What I've done is I split the day in half. So on average, on a recovery day, I know I need 2,000 for the day. So by lunchtime, I need 1,000. So that's how I break it down. I make it easier. I just try to hit 1,000 calories by lunch. And then I do it again, second day. No food after dark. No food after dark. And obviously, I shouldn't, obviously, but I don't eat no potato chips, no cookies, no soda. I never was a soda guy anyway. No junk. But because I work hard, I can do it if I want to. Like yesterday after work, I had a quarter of a chocolate cake. It was just left over. And I was like, whatever. Because I've been putting in the work. So I earned it. And if I do an active day where I'm doing 3,000 burn, if I want to go eat out, I'll eat out. I'll go have steaks. 1,000 calorie meal. But it's okay because I need that, right? So I'm not eating like a rabbit. I eat clean, but in moderations. I can have a cheat day. I can cheat here and there. It doesn't have to be perfect. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. And hopefully this is somewhat motivational and instructional for you guys and helps you with whatever struggles you're going through. Relationship, health, life. This stuff helps your mind as well. I'm outdoor more. I'm getting more vitamin D. I'm always in the sun. That's why I'm always looking burnt now. You know, hours a day I'm outside in the sun. So I'm getting that vitamin D, which helps with your emotions and all that stuff. You know, some of these beta male manosphere, you know, online right-wing folks could use some of that, I think. Anyway, on that note, there's the Debate Me channel. Debate Me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well. Go get him! Go get him! Get it done! Get it done! No excuses. I don't know if I mentioned one of the keys to my success with this, what I've been doing lately, is the gamification. I don't exercise just because I gotta lose weight, or oh, look at, I have a big belly, oh, I gotta go to the gym, oh, today, gym, I have to, like it's a chore. This is exciting to me, man, because I have goals in terms of I'm trying to get faster, I'm trying to see how much, you know, I can achieve, especially at my age, right? It's exciting. Oh, can I go faster? Can I go faster? Can I go faster than that? Like, I have a goal. It's like, and you get this high when you achieve it. When I blow through my goals, like, holy shit, I'm like, wow. And obviously to blow through the goals, you got to put in the work, right? But I've been putting in the work, so I blow through the goals, and it's a good feeling. So what happens is the way I feel at the end of a race, I do one race every 3 to 4 days, right? I need recovery time, right? Like I'm due for a race tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but at the end of every race, I feel the same way when you have your favorite series and you love the show, and it's not Netflix binging or whatever, and you gotta wait another week to see the next episode. You know how frustrated you are, and in the very end of the episode, they reveal that the guy who killed the person is actually some other person who was so nice and you never suspected it, and you're like, holy crap, what? And then they show you a preview from next week, and then you're like, damn it, and you can't wait for that episode to come. That's me, because unlike in a video game, I can't just restart. You know, it's a lot of stress when I run, when I race, and my body needs time to heal and grow back stronger. And in the meantime, I can't race. So it's annoying to me. That part is a little bit annoying. But that's where I'm at. So even as someone who used to work out all the time, I never was like that. I mean, I was just doing it. I can't get into my head from decades ago, but I definitely don't remember having this level of excitement, right? And it's a lot of things behind. It's not even just the gamification. It's also, like I said, I'm working out for life, for survival. So the benefits of exercising are exponential in terms of my career, financial, right? All of that stuff is interconnected with my health, right? Being in good shape, sharper mind, more energy, right? More focus, right? Basically, you at your best can do your best and therefore deliver the best, right? Achieve the best, right? So there's a lot to be excited about, and I'm certainly excited. I'm so excited. All right, guys, get my ass in the office. Go get him. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do something. Yes, you can. I thought I couldn't run, and now it seems like every week I'm breaking a record. Can-do mindset. It's really a thing. Get it done, no excuses. Get out there, get that sun, get your heart rate up, get your body in shape, stay out the hospital.